Well, hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now, I'm in the basement kitchen and I spoke about this in a previous video, and that is that we desperately need new tiles for this kitchen. Now, I have tried my best to look online, but most of the tiles I've found are in America. They are the same size, but a lot of them are not the same thickness. These are very thick tiles, so they're very difficult to find new ones. So I said we're going to make them. Today we're going to have a go at doing that. Okay, so I've got 4 almost complete tiles. Now they are damaged on the sides. There's parts missing. I do have one of these special tiles that go around the top, one of these border tiles. Now we only have one complete tile, and we probably need at least 10 of these for replacements. So we're going to have to make one of those as well. And I've got, if I bring it over here, I've got this. This is 2-part silicone. You mix this together 50-50, and then that's used to make molds. And then into those molds, once they're set, I'm going to use like a mixture of a really runny concrete, almost like the consistency of plaster of Paris. We're going to pour that into the molds. We're going to have cast concrete tiles that we're going to paint with a synthetic enamel paint, which has got to come from England. I haven't ordered that yet. I want to know if this is going to work first. But I do have some of that very paint, but it's in a cream. It's a more of a cream than this. But we can use that to test. If it looks like ceramic, if it adheres to the tiles well, and if it's durable, we'll do a few tests, then we'll know that we can use that paint and we'll order it. But first of all, I've got these tiles. They're filthy. They need a good clean. They need to be cleaned thoroughly. They need to be also cleaned with alcohol. They need to then be repaired, first of all, using some Bondo, I think you call it, or just polyester filler. We're going to use that to repair any chips, any loose edges. And then we're going to make a box, and then into that we're going to put the tiles, and then we're going to pour them. I've never done this before. I know a few other chateau owners in the area have done this. I know Terry and Ash have been making lots of molds. I know that Carol from Chateau de la Ferté, she made a lot of molds using silicone. I've never done it. I should probably watch their videos for instructions, but it's me. We're not going to do that. I'm going to just do it myself, and we're going to learn. So let's do it. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. There we go, let's give these a clean. Shut up, Mary. So these are, they're coming up really nice and clean. Obviously they don't need to be bleached. Hopefully these tiles can actually be reused. Oh no, I don't think they can, because they're going to be, I'm going to put Bondo on them and in the chips and the cracks. So maybe they won't be able to be reused, but they could be painted and put on. Now a lot of people said in the comments, don't use tile paint, don't paint the tiles. I'm actually not going to paint all of the tiles. I'm only going to paint the ones that I make, and then just the odd random tile that's so badly stained that it can't be bleached. So it'll just be one tile here, one tile there. So actually most of them will be original. We're just going to spot treat them just so that then the whole thing looks nice and clean. So don't worry, we're not going to lose the charm and the patina of the tiles. We're just going to tart them up a bit. You know, you don't want it to look brand new down here. It isn't brand new, but you want it to look clean. So. Now, as you can see, these have got chips in. We're going to have to repair those. Obviously, a lot of them, that's got a crack in it. We'll have to repair that because if there's a chip in that or there's a crack in that, or whatever, it's going to be repeated in the mould. So we don't want all of the tiles that we make to have chips in them, whether they're fake chips or not. So don't make these easy to open, do they? Always difficult. Maybe they don't want children getting in them. Okay. Aha, we have it open. Here we go. Oh dear. Right, okay, that needs stirring first. Let's use, not the screwdriver, something to stir it with. Okay, in the absence of anything else, I'm going to use the screwdriver and I'll clean it afterwards. Let's mix it up, look. Joe's the most interesting job to do today. Stirring a pot of putty. Lovely. You know what this feels like? It feels like one of those non-Newtonian fluids. You know, like as you stir it, it goes rigid. If you stir it slowly, look, it stirs really nicely. But if I go like that, it becomes tough. Right, so this one's got quite a large piece missing. That needs repairing. In fact, quite a lot of it needs repairing. So let's mix some Bondo. Come craft with me. Crafting it ourselves. Here we go. Let's mix up about that much. That's probably all we need. Leave that to one side. A little bit of the special magic stuff that makes it go hard. Viagra for Bondo. Normally the, what they call it, the catalyst, Viagra for Bondo, normally that's is pink so that you can tell if it's mixed, whereas this one is white. So we don't know if it's mixed, we'll just make sure it's thoroughly incorporated. Okay, right, there we go. So let's do it, let's see. So obviously you can see here, get a close up of that, Lola, my dear, lovely. Yeah, that needs to be filled because obviously the mould of the tile will have that big chunk out of it. So let's get some in there. This stuff's great, you can sand it afterwards. So if we make a bit of a, if it's a bit scruffy, it doesn't matter. Well, I think that looks good. I could see a little chip or two there, but I think we'll just fill them. So let this set. Before it's completely set, I will use like a Stanley razor blade and I will use that to scrape off the excess. Oh no, I've got Bondo on Mum and Dad's table. Oops. Let me get some white spirit. They'll never know. Of course they'll know. They watch the videos. That's good, that's clean. Bondo is bonded. And the little Viagra worked. What are you laughing at? The chemical reaction. Yes. Oh no, I've got more Bondo on the table. Oh, to be honest, this table needs not sanding. I don't want to sand it. I don't want to scrub away our 30 years of childhood memories. But I think it needs scrubbing and then re-varnishing. So there we go. Well, hello, welcome back. We have made some progress. Oh dear, I made a right mess, look at that. So I'm just going to clean this. So I went to the convent earlier and Billy kindly donated me a perfectly flat piece of wood, which he's using to do the floor, the subfloor. Simon cut it for me. So that's great. So let me just get all the pieces of wood that oh, they're there. They're already there. Okay. So we have these bits of wood. Do they fit? I think they do. So what we need to do is we need to create like a little tray so that when we pour the silicone in, it will cover the tiles and create a flat bed. Obviously this will then be flipped upside down, the tiles will be removed, and then we'll have a perfect impression that we can pour our mixture into. Now let's talk about what we're going to pour into it. So I went to the DIY shop, I got white cement, this is Portland cement, which I believe is what a lot of people use for casting in concrete. And I know it's used in prestigious buildings for mouldings and things like that and decorative details. So we're going to use white Portland cement. Let's have a look at the tiles. Where are they? So it's looking like we're going to have 6. We originally planned to do 4. But I think we can do 6. So the instructions for the silicone says everything should be cleaned with white spirit or alcohol. I don't have alcohol. Well, only for drinking. So we're going to use white spirit. White spirit is mineral spirits, I think. I think that's what it's called. So we'll give them a good clean. So all the sides have been filled. No more gaps. They look really neat. And I actually used the sander, the belt sander, to sand the backs completely flat and the sides. So they, obviously because they had old bits of mortar on the back, we didn't want that. So we have, they're all going to be perfectly flat now. Dear oh dear, a bit dusty. But obviously when we took the measurements, we only measured for 4 tiles. So can we fit 6 tiles into our mould, into our tray? Can we do that and still have enough room around the edges? I think we might be able to. So we might just, if we do a little bit of jigging around, we might just get, we don't need much of a gap around the edges, do we? I don't think so. Probably, is that cutting it a bit fine? It might be. Could we do it a different way? Could we do it a different way? Could we do it like this? No, we can't do it like that. Could we do it like 1, 2? No, I don't think so. I think we'll have. That looks a bit fine, so let's try 1. Dear oh dear, we didn't think about this, did we? Before we do anything, let's put the sides together, shall we? So we're going to use some silicone to attach them, and then that way we can sort of deconstruct this afterwards. You can pull the pieces of wood off. That looks good. Obviously we're going to need to take off the excess. Let's take that off now. Look to me. Okay. Isn't that bizarre? The actual tape is exact like dimensions. It's fate. It looks quite nice, like a little display presentation box of chateau tiles. I could sell these. We'll just strip all the tiles off, we'll sell them, and then we'll put new ones. That's ridiculous. We want the original ones. Okay, so it all looks okay. Right, make sure you're filming this, Lola, because if it goes wrong, it's going to be hilarious. Okay, right, I think there's enough of a gap around the edge of each tile. Yeah, okay, right, well, there's only one thing for it. Let's mix part A with part B. Just imagine all the things we could take silicone moulds of. Little things we can put on the website for sale. Little trophies. Have your very own little Michael. Oh God. Sniffing chemicals all day. Got a bit crazy. Right, here we go. I think it says until it's an even colour. I believe it's 30 minutes for it to cure. Time to tidy up and then see how it got on. There we go. We've done it. Have we done it? We don't know. We'll find out later on in the video. Okay, well, Lola, you just said you think I should have washed this. How fun is that? Peeling silicone off of the plastic. Oh, look at that. That's really fun. I could do that all day, peeling the silicone off. Oh, it doesn't stick, look.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh, well, actually, I did think about that once we'd left. I thought surely that jug's destroyed, but actually it all comes off. I could just do that all day anyway. Maybe that's a whole YouTube channel, ASMR, peeling silicone off of plastic. Okay, so it's been 1 hour. Now, I was going to check the instructions. How are we doing for filming? Is it good? Are you recording? Yeah. Oh, great. Let's do it. There it goes. I mean, it feels really solid. I don't think, like, really solid. Like rubber solid, like it's definitely gone hard. Actually, the silicone that I put is stuck as well. Wow. Oh, I like that. That's naughty. I guess we don't need these. That's the silicone that I just put to stick the sides on, so. Okay. That looks like a mold for tiles. Oh. I don't know why there's some filthy connotations about this, but it's really giving me dirty vibes. All this silicone. Oh. Well, as my grandmother, Nanny Stella, always said, if you can't have a laugh, you might as well lay down and die. So, well, let's have a laugh. Right, okay, so it's funny, it's even reproduced things like chips, little tiny chips that I didn't repair. I can see one there. It smells like plaster, to be honest. I hope it works. If not, we can just try ordinary concrete, a very runny mix. I mean, this should work though, Portland cement. Sounds like the good stuff. 1 cup of water. Where can I get a cup of water from? There we go, a cup of water. Ah, yes, there is soap in it, but apparently a lot of people do put dish soap in their concrete mixtures. Don't know why. Makes it creamier, smoother. So we're going to do that. We're going to try that. Okay. Well, we'll just do as many as we can with this mixture. I mean, we don't have to make 6 in case it doesn't work. So we'll just do a test. Right, so we have 3 poured. I don't know if that's a good mix. There could be a better way of doing it, I don't know. We're going to try this, and if that doesn't work, we'll try like ordinary concrete, like a very liquidy mix. We'll try that, and if that doesn't work, we'll try something else. But hopefully this will set solid enough that it can be painted and stuck to a wall. Because once it's actually glued to the wall and grouted, it'll be very strong anyway. There's no, nobody's going to be walking on these. In fact, they probably won't have much more than a wipe down with a damp cloth. So they'll probably last a long time. But we don't know until they're set. So we're going to have to wait, and we'll see you later on in the video and see how we got on. And if it works, we can paint one and see what it looks like. So we have given these tiles, we've given them overnight for the Portland cement to set, and it has set. So I've taken some out already. Those are little ones I prepared earlier. So we're just going to do a little reveal, take this one out of its mold. So there we go. Can you see that? So there we go. So let's pop that out. And there you go, that is a tile. It's pretty solid, and I can tell you that it's a pretty exact replica, shape-wise, of the original. Great, no problems there. So we'll come to that in a minute. So actually what I did is, off camera, I took 2 of these out this morning and painted them. Now the only problem I've had with the paint is that this Portland cement, although it looks smooth, it's really porous. I think it's full of lots of microscopic air bubbles. And I've found that the paint I put on just soaks into the tiles. And these tiles have had 3 coats of paint, and they're still not smooth. So we might have to change our tactic. The only thing we could do is to try and cast them into something different. So maybe use like epoxy, something like that, epoxy resin, which we can pour into the molds, which will give us a non-porous solid surface that we can then paint with the synthetic enamel paint. But actually, I'm still not sure, because to me, although it looks like a tile, it's not a tile. It's not a real tile. It's not glazed. So I still think we may continue the search for the matching tiles. Now, my friend Darcy, my good friend Darcy from Texas, is coming here in a few weeks. And what I might do is, when she goes back to Texas, when she leaves, I'm going to send her with some samples of the tiles, no, just the broken ones, so that she can go to different DIY shops, maybe Home Depot, somewhere maybe a bit more fancy, I don't know, and find the tiles. Because as I said before, these tiles are measured, these are old tiles, the measurements are in inches, whereas the modern tiles that you get in Europe are in centimetres. So actually they're not, the ones in Europe are too small now. You can't get the old size. So let's just see quickly if they actually fit in some places where the tiles are missing. So if you'd like to follow me. So let's have a look. Obviously these tiles, I've painted them with the cream paint. It's the paint that I want to use, but I don't have the colour, I haven't had it matched up yet, because we don't know if we're going to do that. So they are cream, but they're a bit creamier. But let's just see if they fit, first of all. Okay, I mean, if that was the right colour, and it was smooth, like it had a gloss finish, because if you can see there, the paint, because of the air bubbles, the paint's soaking in and you're not getting a gloss finish. The paint is really glossy. So if we could do it in epoxy and paint it, it would probably look all right. But they look great, actually, apart from being the wrong colour. It's definitely a viable option, what we've done here. So I think let's search for some real tiles. And if that comes up, look at that, there we go. If they were the right colour, that would be amazing. So let's continue the search for real tiles, because it's going to be much easier. And this is going to be our last resort. So I think, yeah, cast them in epoxy, not the Portland cement, and paint them and get the paint matched. That would be sufficient. Because obviously these tiles, they're not in high traffic area. You're not going to be scrubbing grease off of these. They'll take a good wipe with a damp cloth, and the paint won't get damaged. But so I think it was successful, but we're going to keep our options open. And I'd just like to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you again for another video really soon. So thank you.